Okay, let's do Adagio Cantabile. We might have to stop somewhere in the middle of it. Adagio Cantabile. It won't be too Adagio. You could have resolved it for me. Alberta, fanfare and procession. I was counting on you guys to resolve that.
Sharing something has gotten good.
Alberta, fanfare and procession.
This will not do.
Now we've got that in our ears now, and we'll forever be playing like that. Okay, Alberta. Then we'll see if the hallway's clear.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Ta ton bras et porte le pays, il se porte la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Whatsoever things are true, a promise made here at the University of Alberta over 100 years ago. Today we are gathered to celebrate this commitment to ourselves and to our community. We celebrate with all those who leave here today with their degrees. May you continue to seek truth. May you continue to serve in our global home. May you continue to grow in wisdom and understanding. And may you continue to uphold the university's values of integrity, freedom, and the equality and dignity of all persons, to create a community filled with promise for the future and goodwill toward all. Please be seated. Welcome to the University of Alberta. My name is Doug Stollery, and I have the privilege of serving as Chancellor of the University and conferring all of your degrees today. The University of Alberta acknowledges that we are located on Treaty 6 territory and respects the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. On behalf of the entire university community, I am delighted to welcome you to this convocation. Graduates, we're very pleased that so many of your friends and family members could join us to celebrate your degrees. As you participate in today's ceremony, you are walking in the footsteps of many generations of scholars. Today's formal opening procession to the stage, led by our Chief Marshal and the University Mace, originates in the procession of the Guild of Teachers. Such guilds in past centuries were dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge. Individuals moved from apprentice to master to teacher, assuming increasing responsibilities for learning and leadership in society. The many different academic gowns, hoods, and caps here on stage today reflect centuries of university tradition. As Chancellor, I wear our University of Alberta colors of green and gold. The different colors of your own faculty hoods signify to everyone here and to our society the degree that you have earned. Your caps or Oxford-style mortarboards may be considered a symbol of the scholar's independence and freedom. Today we are all here to celebrate your freedom and to recognize your new leadership roles in our community. We will hear from a member of our Board of Governors and our university president. We will also hear from Ms. Caroline Jenner, who has accepted our invitation to receive an honorary doctorate of laws, our university's highest honor. An honorary degree recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrating extraordinary achievements or remarkable service to our society. Following the presentation of the honorary degree, we will begin the recognition of your degrees. Your dean will present you on behalf of the faculty, and our president will guide you through your pledge to pursue the encouragement of learning and the public good. It will then be my great honor to admit you to your degrees and confer upon you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that come with being a university graduate. Then it will be your turn up here with us. Each of you will cross the stage as your name is called. For everyone here, that will be the most important part of our ceremony. Your degree will be conferred as I congratulate you and we meet each other on stage. So a word of advice, since you get the degree conferred when you greet the Chancellor, it's a good idea to remember to stop and greet the Chancellor. That moment will bind you and the University of Alberta together for all time. Distinguished guests on the Convocation stage also include a number of community leaders and members of our Academy. I'm very pleased that the Dean and professors from our Faculty of Business are here to congratulate each graduate as you cross the stage. We are all here to welcome you to our University of Alberta alumni family. I hope you enjoy the day. I'd like to start by inviting greetings from our Board of Governors representative and president of our Students' Union, Ms. Akanksha Baknavar. Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Douglas Stollery, President David Turpin, distinguished guests, graduates, families, and friends, I am pleased to be here today on behalf of the Board of Governors to bring board greetings and congratulations. Today is a day of celebration when the entire university community, along with your friends and family, gathers here today to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2019. It's also a day to celebrate the university. Through its mission to promote the public good, the University of Alberta successfully provided the academic resources that will continue to support your engagement with issues and opportunities of 2019 and beyond. Collectively and cooperatively, each of you will be the generation that moves us forward in the arts, in the economy, in knowledge, discovery, and in research. You have changed, transformed over the years at University of Alberta. Those of us on stage and your friends and family in the auditorium see you moving into the broader community that represents and respects, embraces, nurtures, and celebrates the diversity of our society. You all are the kind of citizens who will share your knowledge, understanding, thoughtfulness, and skills that are the foundations of a civil society, competent, giving, ethical, and engaged both today and tomorrow. Congratulations to you, your families, your friends, and your supporters. Be proud, savor in your successes, enjoy today, and we wish you the very best in the future.
It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. David Turpin, the President of the University of Alberta, to address Convocation.
Eminent Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the Academy, staff, family, friends, and especially you, our graduates, congratulations and well done. A few years ago, you set a goal, and through hard work and dedication, you've achieved it. If we've done our job well, it hasn't been easy, and you've had to do maybe a little bit more than you expected. That's a big part of the point. The degree you take home today is a testament to others. It tells them that you can set goals and meet them. Even more importantly, your degree tells you that you have the skills and ability to succeed. Now, as you all know, universities are great in helping you set goals. We set out very clearly at the beginning of your degree what credits you'll need, which required courses, and so on. Professors hand out syllabi at the beginning of each course, outlining the assignments and the deadlines, and most of the time we don't change the plan. The map to the finish line is pretty clear. Having that map is important if we're talking about earning a degree or a credential. But the reality is, life generally doesn't work that way. The truth is, your future is now unmapped territory. Plans will be made and goals set, and no doubt you will achieve many of them. But you will also sometimes fail and run into insurmountable barriers. You may find it takes much longer than expected to find the right job or feel that you found your niche. The opportunities and offers that do come along may not make immediate sense in terms of your long-term goals, but moving forward will mean you need to adapt. Today, just when we are celebrating the achievement and benefits of reaching a major goal, I want to encourage you to focus less on having a definitive future goal and instead remind yourself to be open to detours and changes in destination. To those of you who are getting just a little tired of hearing the question, "So, what next?" I want to assure you that that's okay. Now, parents, stay with me just for a minute. I'm not really suggesting that your child embrace a future of listless misdirection. Instead, I think it's worth noting that it's often only in retrospect that we can see how all of the smaller choices we make in our lives add up to a coherent whole. Now, like so many of you, over the past 7 years, my wife Sharamithra and I have watched 7 seasons of Game of Thrones. Last winter, at our remote cabin, when the rain just wouldn't stop, we binge-watched them all over again. Now, I can tell you, it all makes a whole lot more sense the second time through because we knew where all those twists and turns were heading. Now, please, no spoilers. Season 8 will have to wait until next winter. And as we all know, winter is coming. Now, my point is that in hindsight, each of our lives makes much more sense than they do as we live them. It's now easy for me to see how I moved from an undergraduate degree in biology to my being here behind this podium. But I can tell you that when I finished my undergraduate studies, I had no idea where I would end up. I only knew that I had a passion for the ocean and wanted to learn as much about it as I could. I never imagined becoming a professor. And then once I became a professor, I didn't have a clue that one day I would be a dean or a university president. All of these things happened because when opportunities came along, I opened myself to possibilities. I listened to others to understand why they thought the opportunity might suit me. I asked myself if I would learn something from it. Would I be able to make a meaningful contribution? Thanks to these unexpected detours, I came to see myself differently, and the goals I thought I had were gradually refined into something I could never have anticipated. What has remained constant are 3 fundamental lessons I learned early on in my life from teachers and mentors. The first is always to strive for excellence. Do not accept good enough when you know you are capable of doing better. In other words, always work hard, seek to make a contribution, and make whatever workplace you are a part of better for your being there. The second is to take care of the people around you. As a young scuba diving instructor, I learned right away that my actions could mean the difference between life and death for my students. No matter our role, we have a duty to care for one another and do our utmost to make life better for others. And the third, and the most important, is to know your values, those principles and standards that you use to judge what is most important in your life. When I look back on my life, I see lots of detours and changes in destination, but running through it all are the values that have guided me and helped me make decisions large and small. Human beings like predictability and order. Yet we risk speeding our way to total predictability with various algorithms reading our preferences and limiting our choices to what we already know we like, while ignoring those things that we may in fact come to love. All of this predictability can cut off a vast array of opportunities that rob us of our creativity. Having to adapt, to make imaginative leaps, to learn something new, these are skills you already have and our world needs badly. We face serious and important challenges, and we need your leadership to help our communities adapt. We need all of you to help all of us to change direction and create new plans and new goals that will reshape our collective future. So when you draw your future, draw your map with a pencil and carry along an eraser. Be open to changes in directions. Take some risks. Focus more on the values that guide your journey rather than on the final goal. Those values will help you to decide which opportunity or detour is worth taking and where you have something to contribute. Finally, look to the person on your right and to your left, to those in front and in the auditorium behind you, and be aware that you are part of a community that walks with you. Sometimes we will share your goal. At others, we will help you see another path. And sometimes you will lead the rest of us. You now join a vibrant community of more than 290,000 University of Alberta alumni who, like you, have and will continue to do all that they can to make their communities near and far better for all. So to each and every one of you, congratulations. And we look forward with great anticipation to all your future accomplishments. Congratulations and good luck.
Knowledge shall not be the concern of scholars alone. The uplifting of the whole people shall be its final goal.
They inspire us all with their brilliance, creative force, and fervent desire to make the world a better place.
I accept in the name of our poor people.
Dream your dreams. It is possible to have a new kind of world.
Those who receive an honorary degree from the University of Alberta set the highest standards of dedication and excellence for students and for society at large.
It is a good day to be you.
Remember who you are. Remember where you come from.
And while their backgrounds and fields of endeavor vary widely, all are exceptional.
Maybe it's best if I just speak from the heart.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
We face today a clash of ignorances.
You are who make the history. You are who create the future.
U of A honorary degree recipients embody the university's vision to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community.
Your generation will be called upon to balance what is now moving quickly to a tipping point.
I think we are now in the threshold of a new beginning.
It is a spirit that is building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
It is your attitude that will sustain you. It is not what happens to you, it is what you do with it.
Go out and not simply change the world, go out and save the world. That is what I would seek you to do.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Alberta, it is my privilege to introduce Caroline Ann Jenner for the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, our institution's highest honor. University of Alberta alumni are called upon to do great things, and Ms. Jenner is a brilliant example of just how far a university education may take you. With a bachelor's degree in French language and literature from our university, she set off to explore Europe at a time of massive social and political change in Eastern European countries. She sourced the funding to start an English language school in Bratislava, and her business was soon full of people who wanted to learn English. After the country split into Czech and Slovak republics, she began working for Junior Achievement, JA, worldwide, and helped to establish JA in both capitals. Today, Ms. Jenner is fluent in English, French, Czech, Slovak, and Italian. As the CEO of JA Europe, the largest nonprofit network in Europe dedicated to equipping young people with the skills they need to start a business or find a job, she is focused on inspiring and preparing young people to succeed in a global economy through hands-on learning. Today, the organization she helped create in 2002 serves 4 million young people in 40 countries each year, with the support of more than 400 local and international business leaders. Worldwide, the JA Network engages over 465,000 volunteers to serve more than 10 million students in over 100 countries. Today, Ms. Jenner and her team lead innovative and collaborative programming based on the principles of economics and entrepreneurship. As a member of several European Commission and expert groups, Ms. Jenner has contributed to the New Skills for New Jobs agenda and the development of EntreComp, framework to support entrepreneurship competencies. Today, she is a dual citizen of Canada and Belgium, based in Brussels, and she is the global head of regional growth and development for Junior Achievement worldwide. She has spoken at the World Economic Forum, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and the Global Education and Skills Forum. Today, we recognize her internationally renowned expertise on entrepreneurship in emerging markets. We honor her ability to create and connect across barriers of language and culture, and we celebrate her passionate commitment to educating the next generation of leaders in our global economy and community. Eminent Chancellor, with great pride and respect, I present Caroline Ann Jenner. Caroline Ann Jenner, in recognition of exemplary international leadership in entrepreneurship and education, I desire to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws and to express the hope that we shall continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good afternoon, eminent Chancellor, President, representative on the Board of Governors, graduates, friends, and family. Well, I listened to the words earlier today, and I really think it's true, because I certainly had an unintentional career. It was not what I planned, and I don't think I can say I planned it anyway. I never sat down with myself like that. You know how people always ask? It's like the president said, so what are your plans? What are you going to do now? What are you going to achieve in the next 5 years? And I never, ever had an answer, and I still don't. But we are saved because I recently read on LinkedIn that in fact it's no longer a good question to be asked, because the world is changing too quickly, so quickly, and no 5-year plan is worth the paper it's written on. You can imagine how relieved I was to read that. Finally, I can let it go. I always did like learning, and I loved anything that had an international flavor to it. I took the International Baccalaureate. It was brand new in Edmonton at the time. It gave me a real deep dive into politics, history, philosophy, comparative literature, and foreign languages. I had some fantastic teachers there. And yes, I went on to a Bachelor of Arts in French language and literature in the middle of Alberta in Western Canada. I studied piano from a young age. That's thanks to my mom, who always played for us, and to Frances Scragg, my marvelous, no-nonsense teacher, mentor, and friend. Perhaps, maybe if I can distill it down to what I learned, I would say I got 3 very precious things out of my education: discipline, perseverance, the stick to it long enough and it will work, and openness to new things and ideas. Those 2 things were like a magic carpet. Put yourself in my shoes. At the age of 22, imagine me the beginning of 1990. Well, maybe some of you won't be able to imagine that. This was when mobile phones and the internet were just coming into play, and more important, it was just weeks after the Berlin Wall came down. I was doing what many Canadians do: take off to Europe for a while before you start real life. But this was a truly unique time. The plan was to spend time in Belgium and France working on my French, come back and teach. That never happened. Belgium and France were lovely, but they were nothing compared to Eastern Europe. I can't say that I sniffed opportunity. It was just that I was so curious to know what those places were like. I bought a second-hand car. I drove it to Vienna and across the border, the big border, into Bratislava, Budapest, and Prague. I was having coffee in a cafe in Bratislava, and I was asked if I wanted to teach English. They told me they could tell I was not from around there because of my shoes. It turned out that the building I was in was party headquarters for the freshly elected government, and they needed an English teacher, and by the way, someone to help them with the faxes coming in from all over the world. I thought that sounded really cool, and so I said yes. I don't have any Slavic roots. This was Czechoslovakia at the time, as far as I know, but I happily joined the fray. This is how my first entrepreneurial venture happened. A few of us got together to set up an English language school. Why not? It was the only language I knew there. I am happy that that school is still going today. And I kept running into Canadians as I traveled in the region. So many immigrants had fled Europe at the beginning of the 20th century, escaping Hitler and then communism, and they had made Canada their home. That generation are die-hard Canadians. But their children were now my age, and they were coming back to the so-called old countries: Czech, Slovak, Hungarian, Polish. They were coming back in droves, and they had a key asset. They were bilingual, and they were raised in a market economy. Plus, they were hungry to discover where their parents came from. They turned out to be some of the first and most successful entrepreneurs to set up shop in the new Europe. Newspapers, restaurants, import-export, language schools, some with more money to spend moved into real estate and property development or bought up industry that was being privatized. Now, 25 years later, to me it has happened in an instant, but it's 25 years. Thanks to formally joining the EU in 2004 and the fiscal and legal requirements of membership, those economies have been fast-tracked. They didn't get all wrapped up in landlines, they've gone straight to 4G. They now have totally new constitutions, laws, and infrastructure. Take a little country like Estonia, top right-hand corner of Europe, next to Russia, and one of the smallest EU members in Europe. It's totally digital. You register a business in Estonia from anywhere in the world. You should try it. Today, I work for Junior Achievement, which is a fantastic global organization. My involvement started more than 20 years ago, right there in Bratislava. These are programs for young people, younger than you, about entrepreneurship, employability, financial literacy, and there was a huge need, as you can imagine, to bring this kind of information and learning into local schools, something many of you, and certainly I, at the time, took for granted. One of the most famous Czechoslovak entrepreneurs, a Czechoslovak Canadian, in fact, who had returned to the country, was Thomas J. Bata. I called his offices, I wrote letters volunteering to help him establish JA. I knew he was Canadian, and stupid me, I didn't know he was really from Czechoslovakia. I knew he was passionate about junior achievement from his career back in Canada, and I knew his name would resonate in the reborn Czechoslovakia. This was before the country split up, before the Velvet Divorce. He was 84 when I met him, and I worked with him for the next 10 years. He had a huge impact on me. That experience led me eventually to Brussels, where I was hired to set up Junior Achievement at the European headquarters. And here's my plug to you. If you have a chance to volunteer for JA anywhere in the world, please do so. So many young people would benefit from your experience. No day so far has been the same. I work with politicians, business people, kids, parents, teachers, volunteers. I travel a lot. I've come to deeply respect how Europeans manage intense cultural diversity. The population density makes that a tremendous daily challenge. And yes, I think the Canadian brand has helped me in my career and my work. People repeatedly tell me, "Oh, it's great you are Canadian. It's so much easier." Canadians are perceived as easy to get along with and patient. So I try to be both, but it's true, there's a lot of history and affinity between Canadians and Europeans. We've just completed the European elections, probably not top of your local news feeds, but you might not know that it's the second largest electoral process in the world after India. 400 million eligible voters. The main centrist parties have slipped, the far right is climbing, and the Greens have gained a lot of ground. And yes, guess what? More people participated this time in the last 20 years. That's important, and it was young people like you who stepped up those numbers. We learned in recent research that young Europeans value the single market. They value being able to travel freely across a borderless, and it is virtually borderless, Europe, and they count peace as number 2 after freedom of movement. So a united Europe matters to them. And please note that in the last 2 or 3 years, Europe has commemorated the centennials of some of the biggest battles of the 2 world wars. You recently saw this in the news. I found it very reassuring that junior achievement alumni scored even higher than the average in this survey, and I hope that when these European elections happen again in 5 years, those young people will come through in greater numbers. I think all of you would like to be able to do what I did, with virtually nothing to stop me. I have been privileged to enjoy all that the EU was built to offer. Now, the business community and the media are obsessed by the future of work and the skills gap, worried about automation and job losses. Thomas Friedman wrote in the New York Times as long ago as 2009, as we were trying to climb out of the financial crisis, that our schools have a doubly hard task now, not just improving reading, writing, and arithmetic, but fostering entrepreneurship, innovation, and creativity. He was right. He is still right. As an educator, I know that when you do this, you change mindsets among teachers as well as their students. I would dare say you even get at the parents. Luckily, I can say that we're now over the resistance that there used to be to this. It's exciting that I can say to you, and I'm proud of this, that teaching entrepreneurship in school is now accepted as one of the main ways that countries and governments can fight back. I wish all of you the same opportunities I have had, the great joy in them, and I thank all of my family for the enterprise they instilled in me. Thank you.
Dr. Jenner, thank you for sharing your life's journey with us, for showing us all that can be achieved by being open to opportunities, and for demonstrating the power of an entrepreneurial spirit. To commemorate this honorary degree, we would now ask that you sign our University Honor Roll. And that makes it official. You are now a member of the University of Alberta class of 2019. Welcome to our family. And now, graduates, it is your turn. As the name of each graduate is called to cross the stage, I will formally admit you to your degrees, and we will have an opportunity to congratulate you. On your journey across the stage, you will also walk past the University of Alberta ceremonial mace. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates in our community. I look forward to meeting you here on stage.
The candidates for degrees will please rise and follow on page 5 of the Convocation program. That's you. So on page 5, you have a spoken response, so please follow along. Eminent Chancellor and President, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you these scholars and ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
Do you promise faithfully to observe and loyally to maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this, your university? Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people, to inspire the human spirit, to serve your community for the public good, and to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things are true. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Joseph Doucette, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Business. For the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with Honors, and recipient of the Dr. Hugh Harries Medal in Business, and a CPA graduating scholarship in accounting, Leah Michelle Arthur with first-class honors.
Leah Arthur is this year's recipient of the Dr. Hugh Harries Medal in Business. This award is presented annually to the graduating student who has obtained the highest academic standing in the final 2 years of the Bachelor of Commerce program. It is donated in recognition of academic excellence by the School of Business in memory of Dr. Hugh Harries, former Dean of the School of Business. Leah has excelled academically during her time at the University of Alberta, receiving numerous awards and scholarships, including the Ron Winklear Business Scholarship. Throughout her degree, Leah has remained active in the campus community, volunteering with the University of Alberta Tax Club Tax Clinic to help complete tax returns for low-income individuals. Upon graduation, Leah will be entering the University of Alberta Faculty of Law with the ultimate goal of pursuing a career in tax law. Leah, congratulations.
Derek Jonathan McKnight. And Derek is a recipient of the Verner Craig McElroy Scholarship in Accounting. And Derek is graduating with first-class honors.
Larissa Marie Ramanuk, first-class honors. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Lucas Adominus. Ayan Mohammed Afi. Victoria Blessing Afulian. Parker Conrad Ali. Hala Mahmoud Alakasha. Ryan Manuel Amaral. Mohammed Tamor Anamuddin. Alexandra Andreevich. Brenna Sachi Andronoschuk. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Renee Jane Analiski. Ryan Anklam. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Bernard Au. Ambriella Francesca Acoin. Abe Airy. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Alexander Joseph Azekingo. Kendra Ray Badry.
Nicholas Anthony Baharali. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Jemima Balbastro. Gregory Clark Banak. Tiffany Ban. Brittany Monique Barnes. Nathan Riley James Belsick with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Jonathan Kyle Bennett. Kyle George Berger. Thomas Campbell Berger. Arjun Bamra. Alexander Anthony Blasetti with distinction. Joshua Paul Boris. Brendan Wayne Bray with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in sustainability, Alexander Robert Brown. Mason David Bruce. Kyle Robert Bedinsky. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Renee Andre Cabusas. Sanji Chao. Justin John Cartmel with distinction. Esnat Soali Castillo Bernbe. Trevor Justin Cawthorn with distinction. Nisha Chahal. Pearly Chan with distinction. Yan Lok Chan. Taylor Chase. Also receiving a certificate in interdisciplinary leadership studies and a certificate in international learning, Shelby Chow. Cho Ying Chen with distinction. Cynthia Chen. Ryukang Chen. Yafan Chen. Ziyu Chen. Luli Cheng. Yining Cheng. Melody Chung. Stefano Enrico Chiarello. David Enrique Chow with distinction. Zora Shoshan Chung. Brandon Donald Chimino. Braden William Collins with distinction. Lana Jane Cook with distinction. Allison Leah Cox. Daniel Douglas Cromwell with distinction. Wenyan Dai. Yuhang Dai with distinction. Kirsten Lillian Dance. Jishan Dang. Richard Joseph de Silva with distinction. Francesca Mariel Baltos de la Cruz with distinction. Christopher Allen Donovan. Matthew Robert Downey with distinction. Bradley Evan Doyle. Tu-Wei Duong. Kyle Timothy Claude Duperrin with distinction. Tiffany Faye Duval. Idriel Jed Tungpalan Edrada. David Ededamola Eleze. Matthew Lawrence Encarnacio with distinction. Sophie Marie Erickson. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Peyton Esau with distinction. Joanna Fadul. Janet Fan. Yan Feng. Mitri Rajendra Fitter. Justine Dawn Louise Fleming. Jamie Yashun Fong with distinction. Benjamin Dean Fontaine. Nicholas James Forrest. Stephen Michael Franceschi. Mark James Friesen. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Alicia Lauren Fritz with distinction. Miriam Gabrelian. Dilshant Singh Garsha. Adrian Dale Santos Garcia. Bing Sing Gur with distinction. Zachary Quentin G with distinction. Benjamin Jean Frederick German with distinction. Navpreet Kaur Gill. Cassidy Hope Gilry. Amanda Pauline Gosselin. Brooklyn Beth Grant. Junaid Salim Grewal with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in interdisciplinary leadership studies, Marion Preet Grewal. Sonia Kaur Grewal. Carly Diana Maureen Grove with distinction. Eric Jiaming Guan with distinction. Feifei Guo. Chandrima Gupta with distinction. Namrata Gurang. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Braden Ernie Guy. Jordan Mark Alexander Gwynn. Cindy Ha with distinction. Crystal Hakimi. Ellen Claire Toy Hall. Emily Rose Hanrahan with distinction. Chloe Grace Hansen. Sinran Ha. Hiba Saad Hashmi with distinction. Connor Watson Henry Hasty Palandat with distinction. Jianying He with distinction. Emily José Nathalie Hébert. Chandler William Holyoke. Brianna Chantal Homanyuk. Sija Ho. Jingfan Hu. Cynthia Hua. Sharon Zichin Huang with distinction. Sewon Huang. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Boyan Illich. Christiana Andra Ayon. Asia Israfilova. Nicholas Tanner Jakubek with distinction. Connor Thomas James with distinction. Callum Hall Jardine. Inzu Jiang. Gurinder Singh Johal. Tyler Robert Jones. Shirin Zhongzi. Alexandra Justine Joseph. Mary Lucia Joseph with distinction. Elizabeth Unjan with distinction. Riley Nicholas Caben. Saba Kedani. Rimsha Kamran. Also receiving a certificate in community engagement and service learning, Seher Kamran. David Rezong Kang. Holly Christina Kaswara. Quran Singh Kaura with distinction. Quran is also receiving a certificate in real estate. Lisa Akiko Kawasaki. Tyler James Keffer. Jordan James Kelly. Sally Kong. Angela Kiang. Soyeon Kim. Gavin Griffin Conrad with distinction. Joshua Daniel Cope with distinction. Emily Rose Kopachansky. Also receiving a certificate in interdisciplinary leadership studies, Tanisha Renee Kotowicz. Megan Quitch. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Robin Gary Krisick. Andriy Taras Krulak. Bryce Allen Keekley. Darcy Feki Coopers. Janet Kwan. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Jordan Kayla Ladd with distinction. Michael Cameron Lally. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Sevak Singh Lally. Eden Elizabeth Lane. Brady Lynn Lapointe. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Chiara Maria Laschetti with distinction. Annie Lau. Vivian Lau. Kendra Jade Larison. Zhao Nguyen Quinlay. Jonathan Cheng En Lee. Andrew Lee. Hansol Lee. David Lee. Yeji Lee. Sierra Brooke Lehman with distinction. Evelyn Lung. Sherry Liang. Anna Lee. Kai Lee. Ifan Lee. Ichin Lee. Yu Li Li. Jiawei Liang. Camille Francesca Lin. Liliana Sarah Lynch. Chang Liu. Han Xiao Liu. Hai Lu with distinction. Jingru Liu with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in interdisciplinary leadership studies, Melanie Meng Liu. Yafei Liu. Yiming Liu. Faye Margaret Lloyd with distinction. Megan Sierra Lobb. Jared Carmen Long. Jiamin Lu. Tingchan Lu. Ruby Lui with distinction. Shangrong Luo. Haihui Ma with distinction. Adam Bernard Majewski. Harvir Mann. Antonio Daniel Manarino. Christopher Co Margino with distinction. Joseph Robert Marchand. Ashley Michelle Martins. J.D. McLean. Nicole Jamie McMillan with distinction. Li Zhen Mei. Jason Reed Miller. Kayvon Miller with distinction. Safa Mirza. Tamara Romina Mesquita. Fatima Farah Mohammed. Paris Anastasia Morin with distinction. Julie Kristen Moisiak with distinction. Alana Ray Murphy with distinction. Liam David Murphy. Michael Larry Metronek with distinction. Alexander Nakevsky with distinction. Yinghang Nye. Tamara Geradina Johanna Nugent. Ajina Chuko Toluwani Ofiwo. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Tom Olowatobi Oguntoyinbo with distinction. Mary Frances Okranik. Also receiving a certificate in interdisciplinary leadership studies, Ankur Pandit. Jave J. Parmar. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Jonathan Stephen Pollock with distinction. Lauren Kathleen Peckham. Elise Antoinette de Guzman Peralta with distinction. Caitlin Percy with distinction. Alvina Bufan with distinction. Akita Plana. Galen Donovan Wong Pon. Jasmine Poon. Emily Marie Post. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Jonathan Mackenzie Purdon. San Chi. Jin Xin. Zhizhong Qiu. Also receiving a certificate in international learning, Jean-Wu Shu. Rabil Hassan Kreshi. Justin Rangotra. Andrew Jeffrey McLean Rayburn. Shanae Lind Bangay Rasil. Isaac Donald Richards. Alyssa Nicole Riccioppo with distinction. Mark Campbell Robinson. Aldo Pablo Rodriguez Garcia. Andrew Donald Ronellen Fitch. Maria Nichia Reyes Roque. Kevin James Roselle. Gael Rokundo. Kyle Anthony Sabo. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Carson John Samaridney with distinction. Inayat Sandhu. Akash Sarkar. Daniel Spencer Shurba. Jacqueline Lee Schmidt. Eric Sidney Schneider with distinction. Daniel Cole Schnellbach. Ratish Selva. Bryce Leonard Selsler. Sarosh Haider Shah. E. Shah. Zakaria Nur Sharif. Also receiving a certificate in interdisciplinary leadership studies, Zartik Sharma. Michael Douglas Shave. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Ryan Daniel Shearer with distinction. Yu Shen. Mingan Shi. Zhewen Shi with distinction. Jajot Singh Sidhu. Rebecca Noel Slater with distinction. Cynthia Megan So with distinction. Sahar Sobani. Alicia Somani. Tinshuan Carl Song. Jacob Michael Southwick with distinction. Nicholas Starko. Calvin Jasper Steendam. Zofia Irena Stefanicki. Samuel Mitchell Stevens. Ning San. Shenyi So. Saul Levi Sitch. Esther Jisoo Tak with distinction. Farah Taj. Krista Tang. Joel Nolan Sherdal Tatlow with distinction. Joel is a recipient of an Avison Young Commercial Real Estate Graduating Scholarship in Marketing and also receives a certificate in Interdisciplinary Leadership Studies. Samantha Amy Twix. Kevin Thatch. Jia Wang Tian. Amber Elizabeth Marie Tachuk with distinction. Ian Manuel Thomas. Betty Tran. Anne Tran. Amy True. Demi Trong with distinction. Also receiving a certificate in Interdisciplinary Leadership Studies, Felicia Trong. Jenny Day with distinction. Adam Lionel Turgeon. Megan Laurel Turner with distinction. Katarzyna Timchak. Zian Nizar Mohammed Valani with distinction. Brandy Ann Vanderwolf. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Nicholas Peter George Varves. Betty Vo with distinction. Daniel Kietwang Vo with distinction. Nathan Voyer with distinction. Mark Bradley Walkinshaw. Brianna Germaine Wallace. Adrian Joel Walter Dorchak with distinction. Jenny Wang with distinction. Junyan Wang. Lindsay Wang. Yan Wang. Yusin Wang. Dylan Wee with distinction. Matthew James White. Patrick Edward Wilkinson. Casey Farrell Wolodko. Also receiving a certificate in international learning, Emma Lauren Wolodko. Brandon Kahe Wong. Daniel Wong. Darren Wong.
Just Erica Wong.
Erica Wong. Sharmay Wong. Also receiving a certificate in real estate, Adriana Starr Wooders. Kajan Wu. Shangwei Wu. Lishuan Shu. Sao Yi Wu. Xin Yu Wu. Kaylee Rianne Bonazu Win. Chiaki Shu. Shatao Yang with distinction. Tian Yang with distinction. Tong Yang. Yichuan Yang. Ziwei Yang. Also receiving a certificate in community engagement and service learning, Jennifer Jackie Yao. Alexander Zihan Yao with distinction. Brandon Michael Yip. Thomas Edward Yonan. Chialu Yu. Kelvin Chihin Yu. Chinsho Yuan. Also receiving a certificate in leadership, Saskia Farah Yumna. Yan Zexi. Bo Chun Zhang with distinction. Hao Yu Zhang. Luhan Zhang. Pei Yao Zhang. Pei Ling Zhang with distinction. Ran Zhang. Shuya Anna Zhang with distinction. Zoho Zhang. Jin Zhao. Kachen Zhao with distinction. Wan Li Zhao. Yishan Zhao. Ji Zhou. Sichu Zhou. Yihao Zhou. Xin Li Zhou. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of au grade 2, au nom de professeur Joseph Doucet et Paulin Moulatry, de vous présenter les gradués des baccalauréats, des bilingual, baccalauréat bilingue et administration des affaires, a bilingual Bachelor of Commerce. Kiana Jocelyn Taylor Adams, with distinction. Tantawan Aubin, with distinction. Ardis Gafizi. Michelle Lynn Gervais. Mathilde Laurine Lambert, with distinction. Suhur Omar Farah. Ryland Austin Petrick, with distinction. Madeline Schneider. Sarah Carla Simos. Lenine Karambazi Umbrera Fora.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you the remaining scholars whose names appear in the Convocation program but who are not in attendance today.
So graduates, you've made it. You are now officially on the other side. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2019. So grads, now it's your turn. I want you to stand up and turn around. I want you to get everyone's attention. Let's give the people who have supported you through all of this, your parents and siblings, your grandparents, your spouses, your children and friends. Stand up, give them a huge round of applause. Today is truly a proud day for them and for the University of Alberta. In total, this spring, we will graduate 6,890 students. So, okay, now that you're all back with us, it's time to turn our attention to the final part of today's ceremony. Before you are formally welcomed into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, I invite you to watch the screens for the presentation of a special video montage. The song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Saint-Jean in 2008 in honor of the University of Alberta centenary. It captures the hopefulness and potential of days spent at the university and hopefully sparks your own memories of your years here. The song is also a display of many U of A talents, It was composed by Professor Emeritus and Honorary Degree recipient Dr. Franz Lavoisier-Ouimet and arranged by U of A alumnus Dr. Alan Bevan. The recording is performed by Chorale Saint-Jean under the direction of Laurier Fagnan. Please enjoy.
Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, thank you, merci. To the 2019 graduating class, congratulations and welcome. My name is Maxine Clark, and I graduated from the University of Alberta in 2003, and it is my honor to congratulate you on becoming a University of Alberta alumnus and to officially welcome you into our family. You are joining a proud and inspired group of graduates committed to each other's success and committed to building the University of Alberta into one of the world's great universities for the public good. I call upon you to stay connected with each other, with other alumni, and with your university throughout your lifetime. We will be there for you, for each other, and for our university. I also call upon you to go out from this place and be inspired by the promise and challenge of our alumni to do great things. Our alumni have done many great things in the past, and now it is your turn. Great things are actions big and small. They can take place anywhere, anytime. They support other alumni, the university, and our society, and they come from using the knowledge and talents you have gained here for the betterment of yourselves and others. Félicitations et bonne chance. Congratulations and best wishes in all your future endeavors. And now, please turn your attention to the screen.
No matter what your story, where you came from, what it took to get here, at this place, you were welcomed. You became part of our family. At this place, you inherited a spirit of innovation, of action, of coming together to uplift the whole people. Our school and our spirit have grown, but we still learn, innovate, lead, solve problems, take action. We raise up our communities, and we help others succeed. We are University of Alberta alumni, and for more than a century, we have come together and carved a new trail for those who follow. Together, we are stronger. Together, we shine brighter. Together, from this place into the world. Together, we have and we will do great things.
In closing, I'd like to offer a few words of thanks. Dr. Carolyn Jenner, thank you once again for sharing your story and your wisdom with our university family. You're an inspiring example of leadership, service, and accomplishment, and in accepting this honorary degree, you bring great honor to the University of Alberta. I also wish to thank our talented vocalist, Mr. Ian Bannerman, and our outstanding Convocation band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. And I wish to acknowledge the hard work of the staff of the Office of the Registrar and the Office of the Senate for their organization of today's convocation. I'm pleased to invite everyone to join us in the main floor lobby for refreshments and conversation. Finally, to our graduates, congratulations for all that you have accomplished leading up to the conferral of your degree. Today is an important milestone in a journey of lifelong learning. Your education here will open new horizons for you and for our entire community. Wherever your dreams may take you, I invite you to remain close to your alma mater, the University of Alberta. One final thought. As you contemplate your future, I encourage you to remember that of all the things that you may do, of all the successes that you may achieve, nothing is more important than the kindness you show to others. Congratulations.